How's it going, everybody? RazingHel here, and I just wanted to quickly update you on some of the latest information we have in regards to news surrounding Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together. So earlier today, Klei Entertainment tweeted an image in addition to a message. Ham a great weekend, see you on Monday. So apparently they're going to be appearing on the PC gaming show, and hopefully the ham in that announcement is a reference to HAMLET, which is an upcoming DLC for the single-player version of Don't Starve. So we might be seeing more information on HAMLET at the PC gaming show for E3. The link to that tweet will be in the description below. Next up, and this is somewhat older news, Klei announced on June 7th that the next limited time event for Don't Starve Together will be called the GORGE. It's like Forge, but with a G. They released a trailer for it, which you can see in the description below, but if you want a brief summary, I will give you the rundown and read the announcement that Klei made in the forums for it. After barely escaping through the molten gateway, our survivors plummet headfirst into the ruins of a sickly city ruled by a ravenous beast. Work together to cook fine dishes and placate the eternal gnaw's hunger to avoid the curse of its terrible plague. Cook well enough and you may even get to go home. The Gorge is a free, limited-time 3-player co-op challenge with tons of new skins, emotes, items, and more. Your goal is to cook and offer food on the altar of Gnaw, but you'll need all the cooks in the kitchen to keep it fed. So work together to survive. The Gorge begins on June 14th and ends July 9th. Console will be coming just a short while after. We'll have details on a more concrete date when we get closer to launching the event. Beta starts early next week, so keep an eye on the forums. We'll see you here. So as you can see from this announcement, the Gorge is a separate event from the Forge. It's not the Forge returning. I know I've seen some people ask about that, whether or not the Forge is going to be returning. And while that might be the case, the Gorge is most definitely a separate event, and it has its own mechanics. It's not going to be anything like the Forge, really, from what I see here. There are a couple of other important details that I wanted to emphasize in case you missed it. That is that there will be a beta, according to Klei here. I would assume it starts on either the 11th or 12th of June here, based on what Klei has said, but there's nothing concrete at the moment. The best place to keep an eye on is the official Klei forums, as the details for how to enter the beta will usually be posted there. Another important point I think here is the implication that consoles this time will be getting the Don't Starve Together event. As you might recall, a lot of console players were completely excluded from the Forge event because Klei didn't have the time or resources apparently to move it over there. From the way Klei worded it here in this post, it sounds like there will be a console version of the Gorge event, but it will be released after the PC version ends. But as Klei has said, they'll have additional details on a more concrete date when they get closer to actually launching the event. Lastly, here we have some news on a leak. This one predates even the announcement of the Gorge. It was originally posted on May the 24th after Klei apparently pushed an update that showed some skins and whatnot that they weren't supposed to. These were items and skins that were going to be for the Gorge event, but apparently they got leaked early, and there is an entire forum post that details all of them. So if you're interested in seeing what is probably coming down the line for the Gorge event in terms of cosmetics and whatnot, this is probably going to be one of the best resources, at least this early on, until Klei officially kind of releases the event in a couple of days. The post I'll be linking to regarding the leaks is from Instant Noodles, who does some of the most concise and professional work I've seen in presenting in-game art assets on the forums. So I hope that brings you up to date on what to look forward to in the next week or so from Don't Starve. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I hope to see you next time.